Hello and welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike and I play with one Pokemon on the field.
I'm Kevin. I play with two Pokemon on the field.
And
what day is it today?
Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that we have all been waiting for. It is Natural Mom and Pop Shop Business Owners Day.
Woo!
Support your local businesses, folks, even in these trying times. Which we don't have, of course, because today is Wednesday, which is April Fool's, April 1st. Hey, Kevin.
Yay.
Just want to let you know that this is the new competitive Animal Crossing podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good, because that's all I've been playing, Mike.
Yes. Listen, we are playing this game for turnips.
Oh.
Did I say the word? I haven't been playing Animal Crossing. Did I say the right
turnips.
Word? Is turnips
We've been catching tarantulas.
Oh, really? I saw your video on that. But sorry, continue.
We've been we got our stingfishes before the end of March.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
We're playing the turnip stock market. Is that what we're doing?
I actually missed it because I have work.
Oh,
it's so sad.
Oops.
Feels bad.
Whoops. You did it. But yes, this is a competitive Animal Crossing podcast in which we speak with each other about Animal Crossing for about 3 hours at a time. We get each other's opinions, our thoughts. We give news, of course, delivered to you by our special guest, Tom Nook, our favorite little raccoon friend. There he is. Thank you, Tom. Oh, is that why you call everyone Tom?
Thanks, Tom. Oh, thanks. Maybe that's the Tom that I've been searching for this whole time.
Huh. Okay.
It's actually not. It has nothing to do with that Tom, but I mean, it might have to now.
It was a happy accident. Like Bob Ross always says, it's a happy accident. Happy painting.
So we're talking about Pokemon today, Mike?
We're talking about Bob Ross. Also Pokemon. Yes.
What's your favorite Bob Ross painting?
Listen, there was this one time where Bob Ross painted a Plusle and I was all for it.
I'm a bigger fan of the Minun, Mike. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but
I lied. It was actually a Colossal that he painted.
Was it a G-Max Colossal?
It was a happy G-Max Colossal in the background. It looked like a mountain. Everyone thought it was a mountain, but it was actually a G-Max Colossal. Mm-hmm. And he would paint these clouds in ways that I've never seen before and could never physically recreate with my own body. But he did it. That's Bob Ross for you.
Welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Bob Ross podcast.
Guys, it is the last podcast of March, this cursed month of March 2020.
Oh boy. Will it get better? Let's find out.
We're going to make it better with our fourth. Is it fourth now? Fourth Pokésports Spotlight giveaway. Which we're gonna tell you fifth.
Oh no,
it's the fourth.
Yeah, you're right.
Get out of here.
It's the fourth. It's the fifth Pokemon this month. Is what I thought you meant.
That's it. We actually have 5 Pokemon to give away. Is what he's saying. Which is, I think, the most that we've ever given.
Unprecedented.
It's an unprecedented amount. It is the biggest amount of Pokemon that we've given for sure, and you'll understand why in a little bit. But how about we get into it, unless you want to talk more about Bob Ross and Animal Crossing.
No, it's okay. We'll get into this happy little podcast.
Dang it. 'Cause I'm all for some Bob Ross and Animal Crossing today. That's okay. All right, let's get into it. On March 26th, just a few days ago, we got a couple announcements on a Nintendo Direct Mini.
Stealth Direct too.
A stealth direct, yeah. Pretty much dropped that on us out of nowhere, yeah. And it gave some information about the Isle of Armor, which is, by the way, still scheduled for June. They somehow have their production down in Japan and aren't dissuaded by this whole Corona thing. So
coding from home.
Hey man, they're making it work, and I love them for it. So they gave us some information specifically about, Cub Foo, who you get from a person named Master Mustard. we're Clue now, boys.
Okay. Wait, I have to talk about Master Mustard.
Tell me about Master Mustard.
Does this mean there's going to be Master Ketchup, Does this like is there master mayo? Like what does this mean for Pokemon here?
And if not, can we be master mustard or master ketchup and master relish?
I'm Kevin. I play with one condiment on the field.
I'm Mike. I play with 3 condiments on the burger.
So why mustard?
Why not? Hey, listen, why not, right?
I guess.
We've had Colonel Mustard, we've had Professor Plum, now we have Master Mustard. This just kind of opens the door for better names in the Pokemon series. What have we had so far? Not much. Koga. That's been the only name in Pokemon so far.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You know, when you went to who's that? When you go to the first gym and it's gym leader Koga wants to battle, and then you beat Koga and you go to the second gym and it's, well, look at that. Gym leader Koga wants to battle. Different person. They're 2 completely different people. One of them was a guy. One of them was a woman. But both Koga. April Fools. They were.
I'm just curious how, like, you're thinking of Pokemon names, and the first one that comes to mind is like
Koga.
Such a random
Misty,
one.
Not Brock, not Red, not Blue. Koga.
I mean, I guess it kind of has to do with the theme, right? This whole Tower of Two Fists thing that they talked about also.
Why?
Which is fighting. Well, wait, Koga's poison. Never mind.
Koga. I thought you were talking about mustard. Like,
oh no.
Do you like double fist your mustard? Like you hold them both in like 2 in one hand, 2 in both hands, and just squeeze them both on your hot dog at once?
I have to make sure very quick. Okay, people, with the kind of response I got last week for not knowing Dynamax moves and the uproar that people were giving me for not knowing what a Max Lightning was, I had to just double check that Koga is in fact the poison type gym leader.
Wow. Hang on. I'm sorry. You had to check that?
He looks like a ninja, Mike. Right. I thought fighter. Kevin. So then I was like, no, wait, hold
Kevin,
on.
No. I need to derail this podcast
Mike,
real quick.
Please. It's been derailed.
I need to derail this podcast super quick. And I need you to tell me the names of the first 8 gym leaders in Gen 1.
We got B-Rock. We got Mr. Maesty. We got Surge.
Of course.
And then
the lieutenant himself.
Erica, Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
Koga's in there somewhere.
Directly after, in the right place where you just said it.
Blaine?
Yes, actually, very good.
Giovanni.
Uh-huh.
Is that it?
That is it. That is it. And then
I cheated.
What?
Because I played Let's Go Pikachu recently.
Okay.
Not recently, but like within the last year.
So since it's been so recent, of course you shouldn't have an issue naming the 4 members of the Elite Four.
Does anyone really know those? You got Lance.
You definitely have Lance.
You got Lance. You got
Hey, if I say the type, you'd probably know Ice. It's Ice.
You got Ice Lance.
No, it's a Ice. She's a woman.
Ice Lady Lance.
Ooh. Lorelai.
Excuse me?
You got Lorelai as her name.
Are you still speaking English?
I am. Her name is Lorelai. Does anyone know? Literally no one knows. And then, of course, you've got Bigger Brock.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait.
Beefier Brock.
Is that Bruce? Is his name Bruce?
It's
like
Bruce.
Oh,
no, sorry,
is.
Bruno.
Tabitha.
Yes.
Grandma.
Okay,
so I do most of them.
I think you got it. And then you fight your rival at the end.
Let's move on to Gen 2. No.
Oh no.
No.
See, this was my flex. That was my flex. I was going to be able to be like, hey, you did it. Good job, Gen 1. And then nobody would have questioned me on anything else because I had such expertise on Gen 1. But you moved right into Gen 2 and asked me who the first gym leader is. And I'm like, nope.
Apparently it's Agatha, not Tabitha.
Oh my God. Of course it's Agatha.
I had the same theme going there. They both sound
old lady names. You're good.
It's an Ibitha.
I apologize to all people named Agatha or Tabitha who are listening to this podcast right now.
So Isle of Armor.
Dude, no, we can't do this. Okay, I want to finish that thought. Right into Gen 2, I can't remember the very first gym leader or any of them afterward.
Whitney's
the only one. Like the third one. That's the Lieutenant Surge.
That's the only one you need to worry about because that's the only one.
But that's the bug type gym leader in Azalea Town, right? Iggy Azalea.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. All right, we're good. So Isle of Armor. Listen, if you choose darkness, what's that? You have like 2 towers that you get to go into. It's either darkness or water, which you can choose one of. Mm-hmm. If you choose a darkness, then Urshifu becomes single strike style. If you choose water, Urshifu becomes rapid strike style, which changes like how they stand and changes their animation, changes their type. So that's pretty big too. But yeah, like I was kind of expecting like a rapid style Urshifu to be like showing off like multiple hits or like whatever, like double hit or moves like that, but didn't get to see anything like that. You just saw like, what was it? Darkness showed off Darkest
Lariat, yeah.
And then what did the water one show off?
It might have been Liquidation, but I have no idea, to be honest.
It wasn't like a great custom animation or anything like that.
Nah, I think it was reused too.
Yeah.
It might have just been Waterfall for all I know. But what's interesting about this is because that means we still don't know what Urshifu's ability means.
Right.
It was like Earth Sign Stance or something like that.
Or if it has a signature move. Or if Darkest Lariat is a signature move. I don't know.
This does confirm that it doesn't change its type mid battle, which kind of stinks. I really wanted them to take that leap to make a Pokemon that changes type mid battle.
Hey, they already did. It's called Morpeko, and it's the greatest Pokemon in existence.
Like, if Morpeko is the greatest Pokemon in existence, this is the greatest episode of Pokesports in existence.
There you go. Meloetta too. That is another one.
Meloetta's not a Pokemon.
What's a Meloetta? Who?
What?
Who?
Gen 5. What's that?
If anybody has,
is that Gen 5? Wait, is that Gen 5? I'm asking the wrong person.
You're asking me. You're asking me if that's Gen 5. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Because if I bandwagon with you, then if I'm wrong, then we're both wrong. So
we got to go down together here.
We go down together. One of the cooler things, though, that the March 26th Direct showed off, though, were these bad boys right here. Cinderace, Rillaboom, and Teleon, all with their G-Max forms. We already knew that they got them, but what we didn't know is what they did, and they actually got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool?
Very quickly, but they're actually all really, really strong, at least in my opinion.
G-Max Fireball, G-Max Drum Solo, G-Max Hydro Snipe. If we get to choose one of these guys with their hidden ability, can we talk about Cinderace for a second?
Let's do it. Let's go one at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what can Cinderace hit now with? Oh yeah, by the way, all these G-Max moves ignore opponent abilities, so they're essentially Mold Breaker.
Yes, that is what they do. That is what the G-Max moves do for this. They ignore abilities. That's crazy. It showed off Inteleon just completely wrecking a Gastrodon's life, which was pretty important and relevant to the current meta. Rillaboom's Drum Solo, same kind of thing. Like, to have it go through what can kind of shut down
Sap
Rillaboom.
Sipper. It goes through Sap Sipper, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Same with G-Max Fireball for Flare. What's it called?
Flash Fire,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now this is super. I think the best one out of the 3, at least the most relevant one out of the 3, is probably Inteleon, just because it hits a very crucial Pokemon, that being, Gastrodon.
Yeah.
For neutral damage, neutral super effective stab damage. But I'm trying to think of other situations like Cinderace. I mean, I guess you could hit a Chandelure if you really want to.
I always want to. So no, it like changes the way that you have to think about interactions there. Like if you know that a fire move from a Cinderace is coming out, then typically one would swap out into a Chandelure or something like that can take it. Now, if the thing that's taking it is taking it because of its ability, then that's something that you're going to have to take into factor as well.
Then you're also not afraid of water absorb and stuff like that with Inteleon too.
Right. And I mean, people who are already using Inteleon, people who are already using Cinderace, people aren't ever using Rillaboom. So, I mean, maybe they will start. Especially because that's my whole thing is like, if they give each of these starters, like if they give you like a new version of it that has the Gmax symbol that the current Pokemon don't have, the current starter Pokemon don't have, then if they give you that with their hidden ability, then Rillaboom gets Grassy Surge, Cinderace gets Libero. What is it? Inteleon gets, is it Sniper?
Sniper. Yeah, Sniper.
Yeah. So, those are three really relevant moves, and Grassy Terrain is not bad in the slightest. It's a move that can cancel out other terrains.
Oh my god, can you imagine a Gmax Cinderace with Libero going for a Gmax move and getting stab on every single Dynamax move?
Oh no.
Disgusting. It's so disgusting.
Well, I mean, it already, you already see it on Showdown.
Oh boy. Wait, Gmax are allowed on Showdown?
Oh, no, not Gmax, but like
Dynamax.
Okay,
but yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
But like, okay, we'll get into the real important questions. Design-wise, what's it gonna be?
Okay.
Who's it going to,
who
Mike?
wore it best? I think that the prize for most dynamic is in third. I would say Cinderace. That comes pretty far down the ladder there. Like it looks great, but I think it's the easy choice. Now if we're talking easy choices, Rillaboom's also got a pretty easy choice. Give him a bigger drum, give him a drum set. And that's what they did. But the fact that they made his like little weave things like holding sticks and stuff, that's pretty cool. But the absolute winner for me has got to be Inteleon with his super high tower. Get on up there, get himself his own little straight up gun. They put a gun in this game. They gave us
it's a
gun.
Finger gun. What are you talking about?
They gave us a small sniper Pokemon just now with Inteleon, and then they made him a super sniper. They put a Pokemon silencer on. Confirmed. They put him up high with his own dang tail.
Specifically 130 feet in the sky is what they said in the trailer.
No.
Yeah, they said 130 feet in the air we have Inteleon. Like word for word.
I love that.
So they spent a lot of time on this Inteleon.
Low kick just ruins its life.
Rest in peace. Oh my god, yeah, he's so high off the ground.
Yeah. So that's esports.
Have you seen Rillaboom's like tentacle animations? Those things are all tentacles behind him.
Oh my gosh. Of course.
The grass leaf tentacles, whatever they are.
You know, I think that these Pokemon will absolutely see play.
Oh yeah.
100%. I think they're very, very good Pokemon that will all see play. Especially now that like we've had a little while to get Gigantamaxes in the game and see what they can actually do. I think now that we know that they've created these Pokemon with these moves that kind of go against a lot of the things that we've learned so far. Rillaboom with its grassy terrain, or not grassy terrain, with its well, all of them with their ability. I'm assuming that they all have their hidden abilities, but
hope so.
With the Mold Breaker ability, there's been so much in terms of abilities that this gen has seen. So I think this is going to be a real turning point for Pokemon once they come out.
I hope they actually decide to release hidden abilities. In the trailer, it had some pretty weird wording. They were like, take your partner Pokemon to the Isle of Armor and then they can do this. I hope they don't mean like it has to be your starter from the game for this to happen, because that would be annoying. My starter was not very good.
Oh, my starter's been rebred and therefore terminated. So
What if you release your starter, you just don't get a G-Max period? It's just like, oh, sorry.
Oops.
Oh boy.
That's okay. Because I would love to bring my Cinderace and my Inteleon and my Rillaboom all into the Isle of Armor and like be able to actually try out all three of them on different teams. I really hope that it can't be limited to just one. It would.
That would be dumb.
Yeah.
Then again, they did just make Pikachu and Eevee super exclusive to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
You are right.
So who knows what they will do.
Oh man. So next up, we've got the Champions Cup. But before we talk about the Champions Cup, let's get a little bit more into, and you know what, I'm just going to go down into, oh God, it was just all there. All right. I'm going to get a little bit more into the boosted raids this month. We have, this next month, we have a bunch of new Gigantamaxes coming into Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're going to be seeing a lot of Snorlaxes, Machamps, and Gengars
leaving.
We're not going to be seeing them anymore. We're going to be seeing them in the teams because people have them now. That's what I was going to say, Kevin.
Oh, jeez, I'm so April Fools.
This month we're going to be seeing some Gigantamax Copperajahs finally.
Right.
Gigantamax Charizard, which we already all know. Gigantamax Garbodors and Gigantamax Duraludon.
Spicy.
And
I think that's all of them are now available. Yeah. Except for Melmetal.
Well.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to be VGC legal anyway.
In time. Tell me about
a couple of them are pretty. They're all right. Copperajah gets steel damaging spikes, which is technically a new entry hazard, which is kind of interesting.
Dude, I am excited for that.
I want to see if it's actually going to see competitive play.
Do you think it's better or worse than Max Steel Spike?
Probably worse. Defense is really nice.
I think the fact that it puts up permanent hazards is really good.
Yeah, that's a good point. And no one at VGC uses Rapid Spin.
Exactly. Nobody uses.
Well, no one uses removal. Yeah.
I think if you make a team centered around Gmax Copperajah and have the other people like whirlwinding and dragon tailing, I think that can be something pretty interesting.
That's a fun idea. Now, maybe now because Parting Shot Incineroar is a big thing. You know, everyone's switching out. People are U-turning out. You also have Parting Shot Alolan Persian, used by no one other than me, but still there.
And you sure do use a lot of it. If you go to youtube.com/pokesports, you can see a lot of thumbnails with
you got a problem with my cat, Mike?
Use what works, man.
Hey. All I'm saying is you might be seeing a Torcat on the channel soon.
Are you serious?
Oh, absolutely.
You and your cats.
I refuse to stoop to Incineroar, therefore I'm gonna do Torcat.
You're gonna do the next best thing.
Yeah. Just a tankier Incineroar, essentially.
Yeah.
The faster, tankier Incineroar.
Gmax Garbodor poisons everybody.
Stinky.
I don't think that's good.
No, if it was badly poisoned, heck yeah. Give me that.
Yeah.
But
give me a full toxic for everybody. But like, it's like a toxicity. It's not good.
Rest in peace. It might be interesting with like a Hex Pokemon. Like a Hex Dragapult. That's a thought. But at that point, use Toxtricity, because I don't know if I don't know how well versed you are in Garbodor stats, but they're pretty bad.
Really,
I love my boy Garbodor, but he has base 80 HP, and his highest stat is. Let me learn
you something good about how you pronounce Garbodor. Listen,
it's Garbodor.
It's garbage and odor. Literally two very easy. I just did garbage and odor. That's all. Oh my gosh. The stats on this thing are terrible.
So just use Toxtricity.
Use Toxtricity.
I love the design though. This is like actually my favorite design of Gen.
It is.
Gen 8.
It is very, very good.
He has a plane in his stomach or something.
I wish it were better. It's not. Gmax Duraludon though. Finally, Gmax Duraludon.
That one's interesting.
Reduces PP of the last move used.
That's on both Pokemon.
What?
So, like, I think that's on both Pokemon, right? All Gmax moves are on both Pokemon.
Oh.
So that's like, if you want a hard stall, that's one way to go.
Yeah.
If you hit your dragon move 3 times, that's, 2 PP times 3 times 2. That's a big number, Mike.
That's not bad.
That's a big number of moves you just wasted.
Big number. That's good.
You can do some pretty fun stuff with like encore Pokemon in this thing. You encore them onto the move, then just keep reducing the PP of those moves.
That's true. And then we all know what Gmax Charizard does. So,
oh yeah,
keep on using that. See what happens.
Roar.
Yeah.
You'll probably win.
You'll probably win. I'm not a big fan of Gmax Wildfire. Like, not a big fan as in I don't like it used on me.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah. And I've recently started going against Colossals.
Oh.
I hate that too. Well, I guess people are running Colossal just because there's literally nothing Charizard can do to it. And everyone's running Charizards right now. So Colossal's just like low-key becoming very used on Battle Spot at least.
Fair.
I'm actually looking forward to April 1st, unironically, because Pikalytics is going to update, and I want to see what Colossal's been doing. Because right now, Colossal, as of March 1st, has like 0.26%. So I want to see what it is now, because I've been going against so many.
Thank you so much for bringing that up, because it was something that I wanted to say, but forgot to write it down. April 1st, going to be an amazing time for not only Pikalytics, but for Babiri.net. We're going to get full new showdown releases since series 3 kind of matured. So that's going to be something of beauty. And I love that very much.
We love numbers here.
We do love numbers. I'm very much into numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a little break. And when we come back, we are going to discuss the Champions Cup. So we'll see you then. Welcome back to Pokésports. How's everybody doing? Kevin, welcome to Pokésports.
I've been here this whole time, Mike.
The Champions Cup has been a new tournament, kind of popped up almost out of nowhere this week when A Drive and Wolf Glick dropped a couple videos on YouTube. Both very predominant in the Pokemon community. Wolf Glick for his competitive side, as well as his YouTube content now, and A Drive for his streaming and other contributions like that. He does actually compete as well. So they put together a tournament together. They have a bunch of popular influencers and content creators and what have you, working tournament organizers. Really, that one's an important one. On this project, which is basically a huge tournament, a non-Pokemon sanctioned online only tournament. Other influencers like Alex Agloza is in there, Cybertron VGC, Aaron Zhang is in there, Pokegame, lots more. So that dropped at 3 p.m. today, and oh my, the first 3 hours of the tournament being up, there were upwards of 1,000, over 1,000 people of the 2,000 person cap already registered. Boy. So that's not bad. It kind of broke Battlefy, which is the one that's kind of hosting everything. It broke it for a while, so people couldn't get on. They were having some technical difficulties, but that's just what happens when 1,000 people register for something at the exact same time.
That's so funny. That's the second instance of A Drive breaking a website that we've had here on Pokesports.
Yeah, really. No. The first, for those of you who don't know, the first was Pikalytics. He had shouted out Pikalytics in its infancy. And it broke.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Entry for that tournament is $12 USD, and you can win upwards of $1,500 USD for coming in first. So not a bad prize pool, especially for especially for a tournament that's just kind of like, boom, is
unsanctioned.
There now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and an unsanctioned tournament at that. Yeah, I mean, like that. That is one of the like. How could we not talk about that on Pokésports? Like this is what happens on almost a weekly basis for most of other esports. Like there are people who put on tournaments all the time. Just today, I was watching. Who was I watching? AlphaRad from Panda Global put on a Smash tournament called the Quarantine Cup or something like that. So
that's nice.
Yeah, like. It was fun. It was cool to watch. This is what needs to happen.
Especially like right now when we don't have actual tournaments to talk about. Like we were supposed to talk about Oceania. We were supposed to talk about, a bunch of tournaments that are coming up, and we aren't able to because they're not happening. So it's nice to actually have this for us as, esports content creators and players sitting at home playing,
and people who actually play the game as competitors. Yeah, like we were going to go to the Toronto regionals, didn't happen. We wanted to go to where was this one in the US that we wanted to go to but probably aren't going to now?
This one still technically isn't canceled. The internationals are not yet canceled. That is in June, so I guess we will find out. Fingers crossed for that one too. Another one that I was planning on going to is Albany. Still is not canceled, but it's not looking good here. So let's see how this goes.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, apart from online tournaments where I'm not particularly sure of the registration, this is the largest online tournament that's happened so far in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the largest independent by far.
Yeah.
So this is going to be quite an interesting one. Again, some more popular names here. We've got Rosemary Kelly, who has been on the podcast before, who is one of the staff there. Oh, there we go. We have just a bunch of other people who will be participating in that. So make sure you check that out. I think Gabby Snyder's involved in some way.
A lot of people from Victory Road VGC are also in it on Twitter. You guys know about them. Also, they host their own tournament, so they're probably helping out with the organization of this whole thing. Because it's 2,000 people. This is like when we started this podcast, we were like jaw dropped that VGC Stats was hosting like 100 people.
That's right.
Galar weeklies, and now we're at 2,000. That's a lot of people playing Pokemon.
Yeah. Now, to let everyone know, if you are interested in joining, you can just search that up. I think it's battlefy.com/champions-cup-pokemon. Date and time, that's going to be Saturday, April 4th at 10 a.m. EDT, which I believe is the same as EST. So just 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's Eastern.
Yeah, there you go. So 10 a.m. on April the 4th, EST.
Hurry up. Spots are filling quick.
Do it.
You might be too late, but check anyway.
You're not if you're live. If it's Wednesday and this is the first time you heard of it, then this might have been a giant April Fool's joke to you because it's probably full.
Then maybe you should have joined us on twitch.tv/Pokesports podcast. You would have known about it sooner.
Okay. And then, of course, in terms of tournaments, we also still have the other online one that's still going on is the April International Challenge, which is open for registration right now. Get on it, folks. Battles are going to run from April 10th to April 12th. So once you're done your Champions Cup tournament, you're the next week, and you've won your $1,500, your nice little pocket change. Your pockets are lined with gold. Then you need to get on in the April International Challenge with bells. Get on in the April International Challenge and participate like we will. We're actually going to participate in this one.
We're not going to forget.
No, we didn't forget last time. Things came up, things and stuff.
We're not going to be at PAX this time either, so we're going to actually play the games.
I mean, I played that one, dude.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
You didn't play. Get your Great Ball t-shirt. Great Ball guy. It's a blue ball guy. Oh no. Oh. I immediately regret my decision.
You bet it is.
Sorry, everybody. Oh man. You also get 50 CP up toward your world's invite question mark?
Your question mark, big question mark. Will it happen?
Will it happen? Will they? I mean, here's the thing, right? Like if they dilute the amount of CP required, this international challenge could be like a huge portion of your world's invite.
Oh yeah. I think like if they're gonna do anything, they're gonna have to play with a lot of numbers.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like
for sure.
They're gonna have to lower maybe winnings from internationals. They're gonna have to lower regional points. They're gonna have to do a lot of things because we're essentially missing 4 major competitions right now as it stands, and maybe even more depending on what goes on. I mean, we have all of Europe internationals just didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people rely on internationals to get into worlds because that's a whopping 400 CP.
Yeah, that is your world's invite essentially.
Yeah,
if you get first.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're gonna have to play with those numbers for sure.
100%. There are a lot of people in the TCG who already have their world's invite guaranteed by the current standards. And I assume that for those who can afford to travel around to all of the VGC events, of which there are less than the TCG, then they probably have that secured as well. Like there are people who didn't come first in an Internats who probably have their invite. Like people who came second at an Internats and went to other things. But again, they're gonna have to lower the bar somehow.
I think they're just avoiding changing all the numbers because they still don't even know if the event is going to happen, which would be a really big bummer because I love this season so much.
Yeah,
and it'd be such a shame not to see it exist. I guess we just essentially go from VGC 2019 to 2021.
Yeah. I mean, just cancel VGC 20. That would suck.
For sure. Especially since I love condensed metas, and I do think that this whole deck set thing was very healthy for the metagame.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a top Pokemon like Togekiss and like X-Control, but
I feel like people have kind of gotten over that. By the way,
yeah, I'm over it. Yeah. Oh, like, by far.
People were upset for a while, and then they actually started playing, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? This isn't so bad." I hope, but I don't know. Maybe those people who are complaining just got tired and moved on, or
they're playing Animal Crossing.
But I mean, either way, people did it. Hey, speaking of internationals, the winner of the juniors, what was it, Oceania Internationals, our fan favorite, Simone Lim. She on Twitter, there was some posts that got us thinking that something might have happened, but Shen SG from Panda Global gifted Simone Lim a Panda Global jersey with her name on it, and they posted that on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh, it's my pleasure to give you a Panda Global jersey with your name." And immediately when Kevin and I saw that, just looking at the pictures, we were like, "Wait a second, did they sign her?"
I was like, "No way," because we spent a whole episode on like esports signages in Pokemon. We're like, dude, they just sign a junior? Because that'd be like unprecedented. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, well, I was about to say like that's going a little far, but I mean, hey, it was a nice gesture, especially from Panda Global, who is killing it these days, actually, in the Pokemon community and in just the entertainment community, in kind of in the esports that are somewhat underrepresented, those being Smash, Pokemon. I know Panda Global does a bunch of other things, but those are the ones that I follow them for. So they're doing a lot of great work, and giving Simone that jersey is a great kind of establishing gesture. I think
it's actually cool. a very interesting time for juniors and seniors players, right? Because it's like they're at that point where I would personally think they're too young to get signed. As like from a business standpoint, you don't want to give jobs to children. It's kind of a weird area,
right?
But at the same time, like these kids are going to be watched by scouters 100%, which is not something that all Masters players experience because, they get scouted as adults. They get scouted, with how well they do recently. But these kids are going to get scouted from a young age. They're going to be like, oh, we know Simone. Everyone knows Simone.
Yeah.
She's in Masters now. Doesn't matter. She did great as a junior. She's going to do great in Masters. Let's pick her up.
Well,
something like that.
I think a lot of it too, for Panda Global anyway, because I don't want to escape the fact that Panda Global does focus a lot on the entertainment factor of their competitors. So to have given something and to given that gesture to a person who had displayed such memeage to everybody, like everybody was talking about her last play. People were hyping it up for a long time, like even after the play had happened, and even during the interview, it was just the most adorable thing. And you don't usually get to see that level of adorability, but so I think picking up, picking up on that was definitely Panda Global's strength, and that has been kind of going up until now.
And she's still holding that Eevee plush.
Yeah, that's an adorable little bunny.
Eevee's a bunny?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what Eevee's actually supposed to be. What is Eevee supposed to be?
Cat?
No. No. Don't even. People in the chat, tell me what Eevee's supposed to be, please.
Hold on. I got this.
No. We need to move on because we're talking about the Pokemon spotlight of today, which of course is Colossal, the big boy himself, Big Rock Boy. Colossals will typically run weakness policy with the ability Steam Engine at level 50. I mean, hey, your EVs should be in this case 4 HP, 252 special attack, and 252 speed, running with a modest nature. If you want to be competitive, you should run the moves Earth Power, Ancient Power, Heat Wave, and Protect, with potential replacement moves being Solar Beam, Burn Up, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. There it is. Let me get my cursor off the screen there. Those moves there, Kevin, what do you think about Heat Wave on Colossal?
I personally like it. Burn Up is kind of another option if you want to get rid of that fire typing, get rid of your 4 times weakness to ground.
Yeah.
But Heat Wave's nice. I mean, when you Dynamax, which is essentially what you're going to be doing with Colossal and weakness policy, you're almost always going to Dynamax and be the G-Max Colossal, so that you can get that G-Max, I don't even know the name, Volcalith.
That's it. Yeah, right.
I know that, but I don't remember Max Lightning. So G-Max Volcalith. Yeah, with the Ancient Power, which is essentially like a G-Max Charizard's move where you just do damage, like rock damage instead over time each turn. Which is a big deal because rock damage, I think, is very strong.
You're handling the Frostmoths.
You're handling the Charizards. the Frostmoths, the Charizards, the every flying type, the Togekisses, etc.
Actually. But mostly the Frostmoths. And yes, we are talking about things like Incineroar or Arcanine. Like a lot of good Pokemon that this thing takes care of. Now, tell me about the Steam Engine fun times that you've been experiencing recently.
Now, I've actually been surprised because I didn't think that +6 at base 30 could be fast. It's pretty fast. It's been outspeeding a lot of my Pokemon that I don't want it to outspeed. Like it's been outspeeding my Indeedis at like base 95. It's been outspeeding my Venusaurs. That's like around base 80 with max speed investment and timid. So it's just like, oh geez, I don't like this. This is faster than I want it to be. But yeah,
how do people typically trigger that for you?
Surf Dragapult. It's only been Dragapult.
Oh.
I don't know why they use Dragapult specifically, because Dragapult will actually hit you pretty hard with Surf. It'll take around 1/6 of your HP, even with like minimal investment on that Surf. I mean, other options are like Surf. I've seen Surf Weavile be used, but then you're stuck with a Surf Weavile. So I guess that's just why. And also, I think the reason why Dragapult's being used because I've actually seen Surf, Dual Screens, and Ally Switch. So you can support the. After you go for Surf, you just support the Colossal just to make it as tanking and annoying as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's really popular right now because Charizard's really popular right now, and guess what? Charizard can't touch
that
Colossal
at all. Like
not in the slightest.
Jeez.
But yeah, Gmax Colossal. Go to the giveaway link that we have everywhere on our social medias.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We've got a giveaway going on.
Yeah.
We are going to be giving away all of the spotlighted Pokemon for the month of March, which if you'll notice, because we go off of the amount of Sundays in a month, we have 5 this month. So not only is this the greatest episode of Pokesports ever, this is the biggest episode of Pokesports of the year anyway. There's going to be another, I think, somewhere in the year. I think every year has 2 5 day months of any.
I don't know
day.
Calendar math.
It's true, dude. We are going to be giving away a Venusaur, a Durant, a Milotic, and the 2 Gmaxes that we talked about this month. One being Gmax Lapras and one being Gmax Colossal.
It's a big month.
It's a big month. Each of those Pokemon are going to have the sets that we showcase them in, and they will be EV trained the way that we have showcased them. Everything is just going to be basically the set that we have talked about them in. So you can, if you're in Twitch, type !giveaway or check out our Instagram or our Twitter to go and find the links to that.
Yay. Spotlight giveaway.
With that,
number 4.
Let's move on to our QR corner of the day. Oh, look at that. Streamlabs coming in. Oh, yeah, those Stark. Thank you, Stark. With that, let's move on to our QR corner. QR corner is, of course, the segment of our show where we talk about the reviews and the emails that you, yourselves, the people, send in to Pokesports, either at on the right by scanning the QR code on the right to pokesportspodcast@gmail.com or scanning the code on the left to go to Apple Podcasts to leave a review there. Today's review comes from the Real XG via Apple Podcasts, who says, "Great for learning competitive Pokemon. Thank you. I love you already. For the first time, I have started to get into competitive Pokemon, and I found this podcast while trying to learn. These guys know what they are talking about. Thank you. And they are entertaining while they do it. I love the 2 versions, and it's always real fun to hear from people that are a part of competitive Pokemon today. Great listen, and I look forward to both episodes every week. Both episodes being Pokesports and Pokesports Plus, where we talk with different people in the Pokemon community."
That was heartfelt.
That was very nice.
That made me feel good.
That was very,
you
very
listen
nice.
to both? Look at him. My man's a champ.
You think the audiences are different, Kevin?
Maybe. Maybe some people don't like new people. They're like, I just want to see Mike and Kevin. Nobody else.
I'm sure. Well, I'm sure it goes the other way for a lot of people. But hey,
I'm tired of hearing Mike and Kevin. I'm watching the Plus.
Oh, look, who is that? Name that person.
If I had to put a name on it, I'm gonna say Ryan.
How dare you?
I'm not any Ryan I know in particular.
No, of course not. That just sounds like a very Ryan kind of. Wow. There you go.
Everyone named Ryan just unsubscribed to this podcast.
Wow, especially the one who's actually subscribed. Oh man, cool.
No one named Ryan is subscribed to this podcast.
No, of course not. Hey. Hey, have you been? Can I ask you a question real quick? Because I'm about to give a shout out, but I also want to ask the question because I'm curious what he thinks. And after you hear this person I'm about to shout out, please answer me in Discord. Have you watched Tiger King on Netflix?
No.
Has anybody in the chat watched Tiger King on Netflix? That is a nutso show. So it's all about Joe Exotic, who is a person who owns a tiger sanctuary, quote. tiger sanctuary, and he's like this redneck dude, and
what
like,
the heck?
Yeah,
what
it's a whole thing. He tried running for president in 2016. Like, it's, dude, go and watch it. It is a time. It's like a 7-part documentary that like every episode you're like, yeah, okay, I see why this was not a 1 or 2 hour documentary. It's nuts. So I want to give a shout out.
More like a tiger than the tigers, dude.
Well, there you go. I want to give a shout out to Joe the Exotic, no relation, I hope.
Oh wow.
Being our Ultra Ball level patron on patreon.com/Pokesports podcast. On the Patreon, of course, you can listen to all of our episodes a day early, all of our Pokesports episodes a day early, as well as our exclusive to Patreon episodes of Pokesports post game, which is just kind of a conversation that Kevin and I have. It's like a podcast after a podcast, basically, where we just kind of chat about the week, about we banter, we talk. It's a fun time.
Pokesports After Dark.
Pokesports After Dark. Of course, if you are looking to follow us anywhere else, you can follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts at Pokesports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. You can rate, review, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on YouTube at Pokesports or Twitter at Pokesports Pod or Instagram and Patreon at Pokesports Podcast to find all of our cool stuff. Kevin, where can people find you?
Instagram, Twitter, X-Rays Ovation.
And then you can find me at Instagram or Twitter at StillJustMike. That's where I post my funny memes.
Hey, I post my Animal Crossing videos.
You do. You do. You do. You post a lot of
string fish, guys.
Yeah, really.
I got my string fish.
Hey guys, don't forget to sign up this week for the April International Challenge as well as the Champions Cup. I should also mention that there is an entry fee for that one, so it's $12 USD. But they have the organizers have said that they are not collecting any of that entry cost. They are just giving that right back to the people. So go and become a part of that. It is looking like it's going to be a fun time. We'll be talking about it next week. Until then, guys, have yourselves a great week, and we will see you in the next one.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
We will hear you, listen to you. We will be with you.
We won't. You will.
We will. Oh.
April Fools. Bye.
Goodbye.